We're here in Franklin, Tennessee. Just finished doing the Keep Making Me video. Friend Elizabeth is over here, and Matt behind the camera, and I, about a year ago, sat down and made a plan to make a video, and today we just executed it.
The day we recorded Keep Making Me music video was an awesome day. It was our first time to do a music video that wasn't like live performance, or maybe our first time to be creative with it.
In 2009, our first record came out. There was a bonus song. I think if you bought this bought the album on iTunes, you get our song "Change This Heart," which is a song I wrote in between high school and college. And we had gotten an email from this girl saying, "Hey, I'm a student. I study animation, and I'd like to make a video for our project." So I forwarded it on to our record label. They gave her permission to do that. A couple years down the road, my wife and I were moving into our first house, and as I was moving, I grabbed this box, and from this box, this envelope fell down at my feet, and it said, "Elizabeth Cardella, student project, Change This Heart." And I'm like, what is this? So I sat down, put it in my DVD player. When I sat back and watched, I was just totally blown away. I reached out to her and I just let her know how, I just was so thankful for her gifts, and I said, I want to work with you sometime. Let's stay in touch.
In June of 2012, I remember getting this phone call from Tennessee. I kind of thought it was a telemarketer, so I let it go. And I listened to the voicemail later, and it was Ben from the band, and he said he saw my film and loved it and wanted to talk about doing a music video.
So we sat down, Matt, who's our camera guy, media guy, and then Elizabeth. We sat down and we've had numerous meetings, and we just sat down and started to storyboard. Elizabeth had some ideas, and we'd go back and refine those ideas, and then we'd go back and refine those ideas, and it took us a year and 150 or something ridiculous amount of hours of animation.
So animation is just a series of pictures. The camera takes a picture, it gets put into the computer that I can see kind of what pictures I've taken before and what pictures are coming up, and then each picture gets played in sequence.
And the painting that he ends up with a master painter is actually the painting that you threw away at the beginning. So, and then he's with all these people. Happy. And he's pulling somebody else in the master painter's room.
That's awesome.
So we're excited about this because it's so simple. Yeah.
The characters are actually made out of just wire and some foam. So, and then this is a real canvas. I actually cut it up and like super glued it on here. These characters they have magnets on their feet, and they just kind of stick to this steel plate. It looks like wood, but it's actually steel, and it's covered with like a little contact paper.
And then that'll be mixed in with footage from the white space leather instruments.
So I found out that we were shooting a music video for our song Keep Making Me, and I didn't really know a lot about it going into it. This was Ben and Matt and Elizabeth project that they've been working on, and I'd kind of seen some footage. I kind of knew a little bit what was about to happen, but not really. Ben hands us a bag of clothes and said, "Here, put these on, see if they fit." I'm like, "Okay," and he's like, and then I see a bunch of paint cans around the room, and thinking, I think I know what's about to happen. And we get into it, and I didn't really think ahead of time or realize that once I got paint on me, I wasn't going to be able to move. I don't know how much longer it was. It was probably 3-4 hours just standing there with paint on me.
In a white room with brand new clothes, looking pretty spiffy. All of a sudden, the paint started flying, and I knew eventually it was going to get out of control. There was one big note at the end to Keep Making Me. I opened my mouth and I tried to wail it. I should have just faked it. But as that happened, flung paint and it went right down my throat, and it was disturbing to say the least. I almost choked, but I maintained, and I don't think that shot ever made it into the video.
times when I didn't actually think the film would ever get finished. You know, when you're like 6 months in and you're still like in the beginning parts of animating and still trying to like figure a few things out. It was just, I didn't know if we were ever gonna actually finish. The reaction that I'm getting from people who've seen the film, who watch the video, and they all have kind of a different interpretation of it, and I think that's perfectly okay. As long as you have an emotional response from the video, then I did my job.
I want people to be moved when we go and create something like this music video. That is the hope, is, man, I want you to feel something about it. I want you to feel like, wow, that's creative, or wow, that really moved me, or wow, I didn't think of this song in that way. That's really what the hope is with art, is, man, you want people to feel something.